You're missing your sports, aren't you?
Good afternoon, Senate institutions. It's May 10th, Friday. We're working towards adjournment, hoping that happens tonight. We didn't want to be the last bill out of the State House, and by the sounds of it, we've found some agreements between our House counterparts, House institutions and corrections. And we're kind of moving as we can move. Our legislative councils actually just came in the room working on some language. And so, well, thank you.
Thank you. So we had one thing. Dang it. We had one issue yesterday. We needed to make sure the language was correct because it was an H876 that you just worked on. There was 4 amendments, but there was language in there that we wanted. We talked about this yesterday, including the new correctional facility programming, reentry service, to also have that in our capital bill, have it in both places. We just wanted to make sure that the language was the same as what was gonna pass 876. 876 just passed your body. With this language in it, the authority to go forward, with doing the replacement of limits facilities in the capital. And this is just made belts and suspenders, but where you get your project authorized, and this isn't, it's about the structure of how that project would be built. The language should also track where we authorize the project. So it will also be in 876. It will be in our capital bill as well. Same language, it's just belts and suspenders. My committee just looked at the amendments that the Senate proposed on H876, and we just talked.
Oh, nice.
Amendments.
Nice.
So that language will be, so we just want to make sure it's in our capital. And yesterday I thought something was missing in this language, so that's why we done. And then we've been, of course, working this morning. Some of us were working this morning on the language for the forensic facility. We're trying to track the discussions that have been occurring. Now, I don't need more paper. And anyone else?
We can share. Does anyone want me to copy? Everybody all set?
Do you?
So for those of you who have viewed the draft from this morning, the changes are highlighted in yellow.
Yes.
And this came up, the commissioner of Buildings and General Services brought to my attention that she'd spoken to the commissioner of mental health. And there was a concern that if when they're doing the scoping work this summer, they realize that it's a really simple build out and they've got available funding, why wait till next fiscal year to do it? Why not just do it now? Within the available funding. So we tried to capture that there, just to give them that flexibility, or at least even get started.
We have subscribers there to the extent funding is available.
This is unedited, so that will,
Good.
I'm gonna correct that
He
right now.
literally, sorry, Judge,
You
I'm
just
just,
did it really
Commissioner,
fast.
he literally just did it as we were walking down. Wow,
Okay.
that's pretty good. It is actually very impressive.
So then you offered earlier money to do this?
Yeah, I think, well, I'll let you chair as far as where we pulled that money from. I think we were looking at $50,000. And that we were gonna pull it from the appropriations to the what was going on with the upfit of ornamental.
Curator,
Curator.
FY24, he has money for enhancements to the State House interiors.
Yeah. And so that was $50,000, and I think from previous conversations, Commissioner, that would be enough for you folks to move forward.
Yeah, David has sufficient funding from prior allocations. So we will be doing some work this summer, but this in no way hinders that ability.
Okay.
So that's what you're offering, at 50,000
Yes,
for FY24?
that is for the that is for us to move forward with the language. Is it FY24 or FY25?
It should be FY, I believe, but I will look at you. That
We're
FY24
pulling money from FY24 to move forward to FY25.
Right, it's FY24 bonded.
Right.
That's gosh, I can't remember my words now. It's,
Historic finishes, right?
but no, it's unencumbered, yes. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's-
So,
Hold on.
so we allocated the 50,000, because they weren't.
Okay, I follow that, yeah.
Okay. And then we will add a line item to the spreadsheet for this. We need to add a line item
Yep.
for this.
And you had, I think, in discussions that said that that would be in section 3.
Yes, agency for human services.
Yeah, so we're moving $50,000 out of section 2 FY 24 into section 3 for FY 25. And that will read Essex River Valley Therapeutic Residence Facility Requirements Review. One thing I would note is that was the language I drafted just before we added this language. We could say facility requirements review.
Yeah, we're gonna have to allow through that line item in
And-
the statement without being able to extend it.
Yeah, and we could say, and construction of improvements. So, good, so I will add that.
And I just want to make sure that this language on the secure residential recovery facility was passed by Senator Seaver.
And it was, yeah,
That was approval.
yeah, it was approved. Along with Senator Ryan.
Do you want to walk through the entire report now? Do you want to, well, first, there's 2 instances of language from the House that we left placeholders in the report for.
One was the reentry.
Yep, the first was the reentry study, the second was the River Valley residential facility. And I've got placeholders for both, but I do need to know if there's agreement from both sides that they should be included before I can go ahead with that.
Say that one more time.
So let's start with reentry facility.
Yep.
The reentry facility study that the House just proposed,
Yeah.
is the Senate okay with including that?
Yes, we are.
Okay, second piece, the River Valley secure residential facility. Are you okay with substituting that language for the forensic facility?
Yes, we are.
Okay, I will make those changes for draft 2.2 of the bill. And you have 2.1, which I sent overnight, or 1.1, I'm sorry, which I sent overnight. And that is all the changes you had agreed on up through yesterday.
Mhm.
So I'm happy to go through that with you, or I know everyone's tight on time. I'm also happy to get this off to the editors and then.
Well, I can speak for the House conferees, we spent time reading. So I'm not sure about the Senate conferees. What we'll have to sign that report. Correct?
Yes,
So we've agreed on everything.
We've agreed on everything. Why don't we're not gonna hold you folks up. All we're gonna do is wait to get back with everything. Why don't we just spend some time going through here, just to go through it real fast. You guys have looked at it. I don't really see that there's anything that's gonna change. We've agreed over everything. I just learned a long time ago when I thought last year that we didn't have to go through anything and what a mess it was. So, why don't we just go through and why don't we set a time to meet back to sign?
Yeah.
We're
When are you back?
back on the floor at 5, so.
Yeah, we can do that.
Can I give you time?
Can it be printed and done by that point?
We just need one copy for now,
Well,
Hopefully.
yeah, to edit it.
right?
let me work on that. So I will do my best. But I'm gonna have to just kind of rush through on this.
Copy of
Get it there.
Of what you sent last night.
Last night.
Do you guys wanna do copies? You wanna do computer? To look at what the language is. You wanna share a computer?
It doesn't matter.
Do you
I
need
mean,
another
I don't
copy
really-
of that? I thought I copied you on that.
What's that?
I really hate to just
Copy of
print off,
draft
it's
one.
gonna change again, so do you wanna just kind of share it?
Looking at my computer.
Yeah, let's look at it, let's look at it so we don't have to print it off and waste the paper.
Okay.
So,
So let us know.
yeah, so why don't you, however long you think it's gonna take, Sharon, you wanna come back at 20 of, and do that,
Well,
give us
we
up
need-
done?
We need time for Damien
Yeah.
to do his work and print it.
Can we say quarter of,
Yeah,
and I'll do my best.
Yeah.
And I will. There we go. Linda, I'm just sending you the draft from last night, so let me do my best to get this out. And, over to the editors, so that they can get started on their work.
thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, folks.
45?
Yeah, 4:45.
See you then.
Hey, guys, I don't think anything's gonna change, but you wanna just go right here?
Yeah, so there, do you have the version?
I have whatever you want.
Sit here if you want.
We've been sitting all day.
We have 2.1 at 12:31 PM.
Okay, that's mostly up to date, yeah.
Okay.
What I'll do after I send this to the editors, I'll compare the two graphs and just highlight any changes for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't comment on the numbers, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Scott and I have, Scott's triple checked them, I've double checked them.
that's where the 50,000 is coming out of historical
Okay.
finishes, okay, so that comes out.
So the whole thing comes out.
Right.
You want me to get copies, hard copies?
No, we're okay here. We're good, let's just. Okay, remember the 100,000 that we agreed to go to Windsor?
Yep.